There's a really cool automation that you can apply to your e-commerce business that enables you to build a long-term sustainable brand while it automates the back-end fulfillment side of your business, like customer support. Now, this is actually quite a complex problem to solve, but there's actually a very simple, easy solution to this problem. First of all, imagine that we are sailing a boat, okay? Our boat is our business, okay? And we've only spent 1 month building this boat before we take it out to sea. If we take this boat out to sea, we're pretty much destined for failure. This boat is going to sink. And the reason for that is because we haven't done enough quality control and enough quality checks on this boat. So when we go out, things start to go wrong, problems start to happen, and holes start to appear in the boat, okay? And we don't have a proper way of identifying where these holes are and which ones are the highest priority problems, okay? For example, the problems in our business that we need to focus on are holes that are below the waterline, okay? Then we can start to focus on the other problems. But if you're not collecting data in a way that allows you to identify that this is the first problem that you need to focus on, you will be running around randomly trying to solve problems in your business without actually steering your ship, which means it doesn't take very long for your ship to ultimately sink, okay? So we're going to build a system in this video which is going to show you exactly how to get around this problem. First of all, we need a way of prioritizing the issues in our business from low, medium to high, okay? Low priority problems are going to be FAQs. These are like, where do I actually put my tracking information in to see where my order is, or can I tumble dry this jumper? Medium tickets are people who are starting to get a bit agitated. They haven't heard back from customer support. Maybe the shipping is taking a little bit too long. And then high priority tickets are people who are going to actually leave bad reviews. They're going to report the business. Maybe they want a refund, or they're going to leave a dispute, okay? So we need to work out not only which ones are the high priority ones to work on first, but also we need to work out what categories these problems fall under. But there's a whole lot more that goes into building a long-term sustainable brand, which is why I've created a free course and I'm doing a live Q&A free training. We're going to go through $100,000 per day e-commerce brand, live case study, and I'm going to help you apply it directly to your business. So if you click the link down below to that, you can save yourself a seat for that live training. But here's the biggest problem that most businesses face, okay? When you have customers who are complaining, they will send their problems to a email inbox. That email inbox is not optimized for scale, okay? So when you start to pump more in your ads and bring in more customers, your business starts to fall rapidly because there's no way of you actually prioritizing these problems. And then you have to hire more and more VAs or employees to respond to these emails, and they are literally just working their way through the list. So this is a very unoptimized way of dealing with customer support. So there's a really good way of visualizing this problem. Now, when you hire a customer support rep, they're only able to work a few hours a day. So maybe right at the start, you don't have enough time to employ them. So they're only going to be able to be working maybe 1 or 2 hours per day, okay? So what actually happens is when a customer support rep actually logs in for the day, they start just working through the list of emails just down the list, okay? There's a few problems with this. First of all, day 1, that email inbox is full. Day 2, they've worked halfway down the list, and by the time they log back on again, that list has started to grow. So they're basically working from the top down every single time. Now, even if you reverse that and you say work from the oldest to the newest, it's still not a very optimized system because that VA is only responding to maybe 3 to 5 emails per hour because they've got a lot of follow-up to do with previous conversations they've been having, which means the green ones here are low priority problems. So the first thing that customer service rep does is focus on 3 low priority problems. Then in the second hour, they focus on 1 low priority, 1 medium, and 1 high priority. And maybe they don't have time to get to the high priority one because the medium priority one takes a little bit more time to work on. So now by the end of their day, they've only really got to 1 medium and 1 high priority problem. So it takes them 2 or 3 days before they even get down the list, and then they realize there's 2 really high priority problems that really should have been dealt with on day 1. And this is just causing more and more problems in your business. You're just letting these problems ferment and get worse and worse. And it's like a poison in your business. The longer that you leave these problems, the worse it's going to be. Because these customers can now go ahead and report you. They can file a dispute, which means you are going to lose the revenue from that customer. You are also going to be charged a $15 fine. And there is always the risk that you could then lose your payment processor. So really what we want is a system which is going to prioritize and then categorize all of these problems. So now when the customer support rep logs in the first hour, they work exclusively on these high priority problems. Okay, within the first day, they have now completed all of the high priority and all of the medium priority problems, which basically just leaves the low priority problems left. Okay, now this actually means we're plugging the holes efficiently in our ship. Okay, so if we go back to the diagram that we've got here, we can actually define these as low priority, medium medium, and high priority. So when we got a customer support rep, what we want them to do is we want them to go downstairs and fix this problem first. Once they've done that, they want to focus on this problem. And then they want to focus on this problem, and then they can deal with these problems. Okay? But obviously, as you continue sailing that boat and you're solving those problems, more holes are going to appear in your business. Okay? So they are going to be working a huge amount of time solving these problems before they can really get to these problems. And while that's fine temporarily, we need to make sure that these holes stop appearing in our boat. So how do we do this? Well, we actually categorize those problems. Okay? And I'm going to go through exactly how you can implement this system into your business in the live training. So obviously go ahead and join that. You will get a free course if you join that as well. But basically now, if we set up a system that not only prioritizes these problems, but it also tells us what category they're in, we can actually see what's actually causing these problems in our business, and we can focus our time and effort on preventing these problems from ever happening. Okay, so let me give you an example, right? We've got things like never arrived. Okay, we've got things like the product was broken. Okay, and these are obviously categories of problems, but they have led to a high priority ticket. In other words, the product never arrived, so the customer is going to dispute their payment. Or the product's broken, but we haven't replied in time, so the customer is going to actually ask for a refund and then dispute the payment and also leave a bad review. We can actually now see what these categories are in a diagram. Okay, so we can actually have a look at these and we can see, okay, right, well, 45% of the problems that we're having in high priority are because the product never arrived. So we as a business can now go and focus on those high priority problems. We can now focus on our fulfillment team, making sure that tracking numbers are working, making sure that products are being signed for, improving the speed of delivery, those sorts of things, okay? And then once we start to solve these problems, we're going to start to see a reduction in our bad reviews and an increase in our profits and brand loyalty and returning customer rates, okay? So we'll slow replies. If we can do this effectively in our business, we are going to build a long-term sustainable brand, because we're going to cultivate a loyal brand audience that has been treated well and is happy to come back and keep on buying our products. Now, I did say there was a way of automating this with AI. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, first of all, if we look at the problems in the business, the majority of the problems that we're having are these common ones. These are FAQs. Okay, most customers do not have the time or can't be bothered to go ahead onto your website, click through all the pages and try and find the tracking link, or they have a question and they can't be asked to find the FAQ page. It's easier for them to email you because they know you have to respond to them through email. Now, we can automate a huge amount of this using chatbots. Okay, now we obviously need a solution on our website which is going to respond in an effective way and isn't going to make things up, but we also want to have a system that deals with these problems here. Okay, these are higher priority problems and a chatbot can't deal with these responses. So what we need to have is some sort of support ticketing. Okay, and this is basically what we do. Okay, as a business, this is what I do. This is how I help people build long-term brands, and we've got a software that we use to build this. Okay, now this is really cool because we have a system which has a chatbot solution which can answer customers' questions, but if that problem is too advanced that they can't deal with those problems, it will actually then create a support ticket for that customer. It will prioritize it and categorize it. You can then log in and view those support tickets, and from there you can actually manage the problems effectively. But on top of this, right, because it's built on an AI system, it understands everything about our business. For example, it understands our refund policies, our product pages, it understands our terms and conditions, our shipping policies, shipping times, product costs. All of this information is available to the AI, which means not only can it use this information to reply to the FAQs in the chat, but it can also use this information to automatically generate replies to those support tickets, which means when your customer service rep logs into the software, they can see all of the problems that they need to work on, the priority level of each one of those problems, and they don't have to spend a huge amount of time writing out email replies because the AI has already auto-generated a response to that support ticket. Okay, now you're probably wondering, how on earth do you do all of this? How on earth do you get this all set up in your business? Now, the good news is I've created a live Q&A training where you can join. We're going to go through a case study of a brand that does over $100,000 per day, and as a bonus, if you sign up to that live training, you're also going to get a free course. Now, in that live training, we're going to show you exactly how to set up these customer support systems, exactly how to build a loyal audience, categorize the problems in your business, prioritize these problems, and automate a solution to these problems. So if you click the top link down below in the description, when you save your seat for the live training, if you turn up for that live training, you will receive a free 3-hour course. We're going to go through how to choose products that are scalable and are actually going to solve people's problems. For those of you who haven't built an e-commerce store or are just building, you can use this to make sure that what you're selling is actually going to work. Okay, how to build a store, how to build high converting landing pages and convert more people who come onto your website and build a long-term sustainable brand. I'm also going to show you exactly how to scale your ads and get more customers effectively and profitably, right? All of this is in the free course that you get when you turn up for the live training, okay? And exactly how to systemize your entire business, exactly how you can set up these support systems, how you can categorize all of the problems in your business and prioritize them, and then automate it using AI, okay? And you can get all of that if you click the top link down below in the description. It's the one that I showed you earlier. Go ahead, go onto the website. It will show you there's a live training happening soon. Put in your email, show up to that, and you're going to get answers to all of these questions. So I hope this video was useful for you guys, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe and come back and watch the next one.